benches. I never talked to them boys that sat on them benches. I was in the game on 4th and inches.
Now it's time to go to work. Represent your shit. Need a horn in the drum roll. Turn up, yeah!
Never talked to them boys that sat on them benches. I never talked to them boys that sat on them benches. I was in the game on 4th and inches.
Now it's time to go to work. Represent your shit. Need a horn in the drum roll. Turn up, yeah!
Never talked to them boys that sat on them benches. I never talked to them boys that sat on them benches. I was in the game on 4th and inches.
Now it's time to go to work. Represent your shit. Need a horn in the drum roll. Turn up, yeah!
Never talked to them boys that sat on them benches. I never talked to them boys that sat on them benches. I was in the game on 4th and inches.
Now it's time to go to work. Represent your shit. Need a horn in the drum roll. Turn up, yeah!
Never talked to them boys that sat on them benches. I never talked to them boys that sat on them benches. I was in the game on 4th and inches.
I was in the game on 4th and inches. I've been out the loop, but I'm back. After playing Soldier, I'm back. And you are tuned in to 863 Seminole TV with yours truly, POLK, a.k.a. AloMoney, a.k.a. the goddamn truth. And guess what, folks? We picked up a 4-star today. Breaking news. Well, it's not breaking now. This happened earlier today, but I'm breaking it now. Patrick Payton out of Miami Northwestern, 6'5", 205, defensive end / outside linebacker, Nebraska decommit, is Tribe 2021. He's no-blooded. And here we are to talk about him. And we got a bunch. We're going over everything today. I ain't been on in a while, so we're going to talk about a lot. We talking about all the prospects. There's a lot of, I'll say this staff has seemed to pick up a little bit of steam after what seemed like 2 weeks of every day getting bad news. We finally got some good news, guys. So I'm not going to waste your time. We're going to jump right into it. I already talked about Patrick Payton, 6'5", 205 out of Miami Northwestern. Definitely expect a solo video on him breaking down his tape. But that's an awesome get. That's a needed get. Because quite frankly, I feel like that's the Brandon Jennings replacement. Now, I think Payton may end up being more of a DN. His frame is impressive. I mean, 6'5", he's very lean at only 205. But that frame is what you're gonna add a lot of weight to that frame, that explosiveness. I don't know. I don't know if I don't know what his playing weight will be. But it kind of reminds me of Brian Burns coming out of high school. And quite frankly, I thought that Brandon Jennings, being 6'4", 220 plus, I thought he was eventually going to end up being a defensive end myself. So again, I think this is I definitely think this is sort of the replacement for him. Already talked about this, but I'll just go over it real quick. Shaheem Brown, of course, we know at a Lake City, DB / outside linebacker, also has recently committed. And Malik McLean, 6'4" wide receiver out of Bradenton IMG, 195 pounds, shot up the recruiting boards. He is now, I think, our second highest rated commit. And he is a 4-star, folks. Oh, and by the way, FSU is back in the top 25 in recruiting. So, again, we are picking up some steam. Oh, and by the way, Brian Estes will sign early on December 16th. He's all no-blooded. Great news after some concern. After some concern about whether Rod Orr was actually still shopping around. Rod Orr has stopped the recruitment. He's the early signing period, December 16th. He's 100% no-blooded. That is awesome. And the more they can get on that early signing period, the more they can concentrate on filling out the rest of this class. I didn't get a chance to cover this, so I will get into a little bit of bad news. Lars Woodbay will opt out and transfer. I think we all saw that coming. I talked about this like a month ago he was one of the names that was going to go, and he is. Damian Webb kind of shocked all of Florida State Nation. I was very concerned when I first saw this. After hearing about his situation, I'm not as concerned as I was. Apparently, LaDamian has a couple kids that he hasn't seen in months due to COVID and playing football. And this opt-out is to go spend time with his family. He is fully expected to be at Florida State next year. So I think we can kind of pump the brakes on Webb and the panic. We can stop pressing the panic button on the LaDamian Webb thing. But I did not get a chance to cover that, so I want to break this out on the first part of the news. Let's hit a roll call real quick, and we'll get into these prospects. Let's see who's all in the chat. 21 people in here. Hit the like button. I got Tyler in the building. No Blooded. Dennis Wilson. Peter Shields. Florida State Love. Montre. Serve 5. Rose. CJ, what up? Big Kane. Kusami Hayes was hood. Jurgen, what's popping? Jurgen says, Alo, not 100% sure if you remember, but I bought up Payton heading to Nebraska. Was one of those misses from South Florida. I hate leaving the state. If you check, take a look at Nebraska has a ton of Miami guys. I mean, shout out to Frost for at least trying to recruit it, and he gets the commits, but they have either decommitted or transferred out of Nebraska. I don't understand why these Miami kids want to go all the way to Nebraska in the cornfields anyway. So it's not a surprise to me that almost all of them have all decommitted and left that school. So maybe they'll stop doing that. And we got Joshua Rucco and Island Boy in the building. All right. So I see a lot of names. People putting out a lot of names in the chat. Here are some key targets. Here are some key targets that FSU is in the running for or targeting, obviously, going down the stretch here. And I'm going to tell you who I think FSU has a legit chance at and who I think is just a pipe dream. I'm going to start off with Jake Garcia. I know there's been a lot of, they did an interview with his father. There's been a lot of picked up steam on Garcia going or potentially being a possibility here. I'm going to be honest with you on the Jake Garcia stuff. I don't see it. I think he's like maybe trolling or he is just looking for attention. The recruitment doesn't make sense from this aspect of it. Luke Altmaier was your guy the entire recruiting cycle. Recently goes to Ole Miss. Jake Garcia is, and on all accounts, on every recruiting service, the better prospect than Luke Altmaier. Why, if Jake Garcia had that much of a relationship with Dillingham, why was Jake Garcia not a focal point up until now? Why was he not the guy they were pushing for instead of Luke Altmaier? If he has such this great relationship with the coach Dillingham and he was always interested in Florida State, why does FSU not recruit him until a week ago? And now all of a sudden we're top 3 or whatever the case. I think he's gonna go to Miami. That seems to be the spot for him. He's been linked with Miami for months now. So I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like we are in the real running for Garcia, or if we even really, want him. Garcia has a lot of baggage going on with him. And listening to his father in the interview, I'm not sure if that's even the guy we want to take. Shout out to Miami if that's who you want. Hey, good, go for it. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm not saying he won't turn into a great player. I feel like that this is something that we can pass on. We can pass on to Jake Garcia. Another quarterback, Colton Guthier, is a target to watch out for. Some running backs to talk about. You got Byron Cardwell. He's out of California, is a guy that you can keep an eye on. I don't expect FSU to land him, but he's still warm on FSU. So that's, something to look at. Hargrove is one of the key pieces I think FSU has to land down the stretch. He's been linked to FSU for months out of Louisiana. Contravion Hargrove. FSU's in a unique position. If Webb comes back, they have 5 or 6 scholarship running backs. They don't necessarily need to take one. I think it would be a good idea to take one here. Destin Hill, for whatever it's worth, is still being linked to Florida State. A lot of people feel like he is going as a Florida lean right now, but that is still a name to watch out for. I've been on the record of saying I don't expect us to land him. But if they can salvage that recruitment down the stretch, that'd be an awesome pull. Another wide receiver to look at is Keon Coleman. He's had a weird recruitment, was committed to Kansas at one point, decommits. He seems to be very big on the basketball aspect, which is why I think he committed to Kansas in the first place. He also lost a star. He went from a 4-star to a 3-star. Doesn't mean he's not a good player, just something to look out for. And I think FSU has always recruited him fairly hard. They like his size. I think he's like a 6'4", 6'5" kid. They like his size. They like what he can do. So that is a player to watch out for. I don't know. He's not really giving me any vibes of where he's leaning from listening to him and watching his tweets and stuff. Coleman's a name. JJ Henry is another kid out of Texas. He's the smaller of the three guys I'm talking about right here. One of your quick, shifty type receivers. I think he's a Baylor lean right now, but I know FSU is in the mix, making his top schools. That is one commit to watch out for. 3-star wide receiver out of Texas. Tywan Malone. We all know about Tywan Malone. I think it'd be awesome for FSU to pull that. He is big on baseball. FSU has a good baseball program, but so does Ole Miss, and Ole Miss seems to be the crystal ball right now. Got to wonder what the hell is going on with Ole Miss and getting all these guys. You could see another sanctions coming for Ole Miss in the crew, because they are really linked to a lot of guys. If you watch these recruiting services, Lee Hunter, who is committed to Auburn, recently tweeted out that his recruitment, now he has not decommitted. He isn't decommitted, but he has recently put out there his commitment is wide open. He's listening. He has been linked to Florida State for a while as a flip for a while. We'll see if Odell can pull that one off. To me, it sounds like he's committed to Auburn, but he doesn't want to go there. If he ends up at Auburn, I'd be shocked. From everything that's been buzzing around Lee Hunter for months now, he's one of those guys that you just need to give him a reason to leave Auburn, and he's out the door. FSU's got to close the gap on that one. I would like to see that. And then Victory Vaca, former Texas A&M commit, 3-star, big Polynesian defensive tackle. I think he's a take. I don't think A&M thought he was a take, which is why he decommitted. He's recently been tweeting a lot of Florida State stuff, saying that he wants to be a instant impact guy, wants to go a place. He said winning. One of his tweets, he said, winning is great, but I want to go somewhere where I can make a difference. So he's been capping hard for Florida State. We'll see if they end up pulling him. If you look at Malone, Hunter, and Vaca, two of the three would be awesome. One out of the three is what I'm expecting. If you could somehow pull two of those guys, though, that'd be huge for Norvell and the crew down the stretch. And then Andrew Jones, we've talked about Andrew Jones plenty of times. That's a linebacker out of Louisiana. His recruitment is extremely interesting. At this point, I don't think Florida State wants him. At this point, I don't think Florida State wants Andrew Jones. I feel like if they wanted him, he'd be a Seminole by now. And there's something there that I don't know if they don't want to take him, because there was talks about his grades early on and not qualifying, which is why he originally committed to Memphis and decommitted. I don't know what it is exactly. I feel like they were high on him at one point and they have really cooled off on him. And I don't think he's going to end up being a take here. I don't think he's going to end up being a take. And those are the key targets. Now, before we continue, let's get to the chat. It looks like y'all arguing with Big Kane, who wanted to come in here and troll today. So, but we'll see what y'all talking about as I scroll up. All right. So Scott Frost thought he was slick taking the Nebraska job and recruiting Miami kids, but it backfired. You know, Scott Frost is a Nebraska alum, so I understand why he took the job. It's not on Scott, right? I think Scott's doing what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to try to recruit Miami if you can. I just want to look at these kids, and I want to say, you are in South Florida. What makes you think you're going to go to Lincoln, Nebraska and find anything there that you're interested in? Anything. Jake is going to Miami. Book it. We can pass on Garcia. Lashley about to go after Garcia. Garcia going to Miami. Garcia has Malik Henry written all over him. That's interesting right there, Tyler. I don't necessarily disagree with that. I think he has a lot of baggage, man. There's a lot of stuff about Garcia that I'm not really high on. Again, not saying he's not a good player, and I just don't think FSU's even really in it. I just think he's throwing FSU out there for some clout, to be honest with you. Garcia ain't going to Miami, and I'm a Miami fan. Garcia going to Miami to not play until his junior year. How many ACs? He's talking to Big Kane. They arguing about stuff. Is Corbin coming back? Yeah. Jason Corbin should be back. There's no reason why he shouldn't be. Haven't heard anything negative about Jason Corbin and him not coming back. How many rings? Man, Big Kane, let's be real. Miami had a 35-year jump on Florida State's program. Y'all been in existence for 35 years longer than Florida State. You should have more stuff. And even with that jump, check the numbers. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say on that little argument. Keon Coleman going to end up back committing to Kansas. JJ Henry, I'm hearing Ole Miss. Odell needs Malone to keep his job. There, I said it. If he can get Malone or Lee Hunter, he's in the bill. He's in the money. I'll tell you that. You know, isn't it weird that once Milton Smoke pops up, we're showing up back in the running with O-line and wide receiver recruits? I believe we can land Victory Vaca. He wants to play early. That's why I say I expect one. I honestly don't really expect Lee Hunter or Malone. The Vaca is the one that I think if they want, they can get him. Odell would be doing his damn thing if he could land one of the big time guys along with Vaca. Vaca wants to be Noel so bad. I don't think he's a take. At this point, he's got to be a take. You don't have another defensive tackle. Unless they got something up their sleeve, unless they really think Malone or Hunter are going to pop, and even if they do, I still think Vaca's a take. I just do. I don't think you can not take him. I think he's a take to me. I'd welcome him to the team. Hold on, my chat jumped, so my bad. Here we go. I feel like we're going to surprise a lot of people this early signing period. I need him to. I need him to really get a majority of the class in this early period, so they can really focus on the back end. Because quite frankly, if they don't sign in the early signing period, the truth is you still got to recruit them. Recruit them like they're not even committed. If you're committed and you don't sign, then you're just another guy that they got to recruit. And I would prefer them not to have to recruit guys that are supposed to be committed and try to go out there and steal some guys if possible. The stats that Andrew Jones is posting on Twitter are crazy, probably untrue. Jennings might decommit from Michigan and land back with FSU. I would not be surprised at that. I'd actually be shocked if he stuck with Michigan. Now, I don't know if that means he's back to Florida State. If he is, awesome. You welcome him back with open arms. So I don't know if that means he comes back to Florida State, but I almost expect him to decommit from Michigan anytime now. Scott Frost think he can do what Tom Osborne did. That was a whole different, that's a different time though, Dennis. What Osborne was doing in the early 90s is completely different than 2020. Just not the same. Just not the same. Ray Fitty says, Polk, do you think the DM from Gadsden signed with us on early signing period? He's a package deal with a Tennessee commit. What's his name? I might be covering him today, but tell me what his name is. Ray Fitty. We good, Polk. Just having fun. I know y'all just like to go at each other. We chilling. You still had a 30-year jump on us. Big Kane. Lashley already said we aren't pressed to get a QB this class. This is going to be interesting down the track. So see that's very interesting that Jurgen brings up. If Lashley doesn't feel like Garcia's a take for whatever reason, does FSU take a chance on him? Who's the other team? I think he released the top 3. I know Florida State, Miami were in it. There may have been another team in Garcia's top 3. Somebody in the chat, let me know. If he's not a take for Miami, then that's interesting. I mean, Miami's still trying to close on a couple big names. I mean, you still got Terrence Lewis out there, who I'm seeing as an Auburn lean right now. I thought he would decommit and be a Miami guy. A lot of people are saying Auburn seems to have made a lot of traction with Terrence Lewis. So that's interesting. That's interesting to see. Our Davis Hall says, I don't want Jennings. He showed his true colors. No way he recommits. I won't say I don't want him. I want him. If the kid wants to come back, if an 18-year-old kid changes his mind, God forbid an 18-year-old kid decides to change his mind again, you take him back. You don't hold it against him for the entirety of his life. You feel me? I don't know if he would come back to Florida State. I'm just saying if you want to, you take him. He is a lock. I don't see why he wouldn't be. Don't get enough clout from that sorry-ass school named Miami. Why not get it from the best school? Let's go. What's up, Lorenzo in the building? Corbin is damn sure getting enough carries. Probably the feature back next 2 games. BB, what's going on? Okay, you guys are really hitting the chat up. The Miami kid that committed to Nebraska have never traveled past Georgia. Most of them haven't traveled outside of Dade. And maybe the farthest they've ever been is Broward. Like, seriously. A lot of those Miami kids don't leave. So, I don't know what makes them think they're going to want to go to Nebraska. But they do it. Terrence Lewis, I don't want to read too much into it. But he did retweet Payton's commitment, added some spears next to his name. I'm not going to read anything into that. Terrence Lewis to me doesn't seem like he's in any rush to commit anytime soon. His recruitment could get interesting down the stretch. I'm not saying Florida State's in it at all. But I thought Miami was a lock for him, and only to see Auburn now be not a lock, but the heavy lean is very interesting. We don't need Jake Garcia. The knee brace tells me enough. Todd Pope, I see the cancer is gone. Please, Miami's not okay. I got you, Tyler. We got a lot of stuff. Joshua Farmer from Gadsden. Oh, Joshua Farmer's already committed. Arkansas. I could see him wanting to play for Kendall Briles. And Felipe Franks is out the door. He probably goes into Arkansas and is the day one guy. He probably goes to Arkansas as the day one guy. So I could see that. I could definitely see that. If Lashley don't want to take him, and FSU's got more quarterback stuff that I'm gonna cover here in a minute, we might pass on him. I could see Arkansas. 863. Have you seen the news about Eddie Gran? I did see Eddie Gran got fired. So, yep, I did see that. All right, let's get into the McKenzie Milton stuff. So, there's a couple crystal balls have gone in for McKenzie Milton. If you don't know who that is, former UCF quarterback, 5'11", 185. He's originally from Hawaii, right down the road from where I'm sitting right now. And what do I, really think about that? When it comes to McKenzie Milton, I'm definitely for it. He definitely is gonna push Jordan Travis. I still think we need to sign a high school quarterback, even with getting him as a transfer. You have to question how this guy's gonna play after that really bad knee injury he suffered. Is he gonna come back and be the same type of kid? That's the biggest question I think you're gonna get with a McKenzie Milton. It's a great pickup for the simple fact Jordan Travis has shown that he can't stay healthy. Your second guy at this point, you only have 3 scholarship quarterbacks. Your second guy would maybe be Chuba Purdy. He hasn't shown an ability to stay healthy either. So it gives you a guy, if he's healthy, it gives you a guy that's going to come in and be able to play right away. He may be the starter from day one. He could be out a Jordan Travis. So it's definitely, if he's healthy, if his knee is fine, he adds a lot. I definitely think you take him. And apparently it's all but a done deal from what I'm hearing is that Milton to Florida State, that he's going to pick FSU. From what I'm hearing, Milton is going to pick Florida State from what I am hearing. So again, that's 5'11", 185, former UCF quarterback. Probably does a lot of the same things that Jordan Travis does, just a better thrower, maybe not as electric as Jordan Travis, but very similar games. I think Milton's a solid pickup. I still want us to pick up a quarterback, even if it's a project guy, some low-rated guy out of somewhere. Still pick up a high school quarterback that you can shape, mold, develop, all that stuff. Some other transfer portal news. Samuel Williams, tackle, 6'7", 315, originally from Arkansas, out of Louisiana Monroe, is now talking about him being transferring over to Florida State. I'm gonna read exactly what was said about him real quick. Samuel Williams leaning towards playing his final season at Florida State. A source close to Williams said things picked up quickly with the Seminoles. Look for Florida State to be real aggressive here. So I think they're gonna get this one. We need all 6-7 of that in Tallahassee. So I'm down for that. I'm down for that 100%. Those are the 2 big transfer portal news. Now, some guys in the portal that we might want to keep an eye on going forward. Tyrell Shavers, 6'6", 216 at a Mississippi State transfer. Just for the fact that we have a few Mississippi State guys on the roster, I think that's, if they want a guy, if they can get in there and talk to that guy, that's a guy. I mean, he's a wide receiver. You take that all day, man. 6'6", 216, take Tyrell Shavers. I think he's transferring. He actually originally committed to Bama, transferred to Mississippi State, and now he's transferring again. So I'd look into that. Marcus Fleming out of Miami. Again, another Nebraska guy. Transferring out. Don't know why these Miami kids go to Nebraska, but Marcus Fleming out of Miami, Nebraska transfer, wide receiver. He's on the smaller side, but he's electric, 5'9", 160. Hey, we need wide receivers. That's a name to watch out for. Another guy coming home. Let's see if he wants to be a Seminole. Defensive tackle out of Louisiana. We have Louisiana ties, which is why I put him on this list. Ishmael Sofshire. Don't know how to pronounce that last name. 6'4", 334-pound defensive tackle. David Johnson recruits Louisiana very well. Keep your eyes open there. Big time linebacker transferring out of USC today. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name, but you guys probably know who I'm talking about. Big time former 5-star linebacker who just announced he is leaving USC. I don't think FSU has a shot here, to be honest with you. Get a guy from the West Coast all the way over here. It's going to be something to watch if at all possible. If they reach out, see his interest level. But just a name I wanted to throw out there. Palai. I can't say that name, man. Trinell Troutman at Louisville. He's originally from Fort Lauderdale. He's a native of Fort Lauderdale. Linebacker. So he's a bit undersized, but he was a former 4-star prospect, 5'10", 188 pounds. Could be something to look at. Christian Williams out of Alabama. You guys should know that name. He's a former Miami Hurricane who's deciding to transfer. 6'1", 182. If he's interested, I think FSU should get at him, see what his interest level is. We're going to get into that too, because if you look at this Duke game and if you take a look at that depth chart, we only have 3 scholarship true corners on the depth chart. We need some more corners, man. Demore Tate being ineligible hurt the depth. Asante Samuel going pro hurt the depth. We need some corners. And right now, all we got is Jarvis Browning, Jerry and Jones, and Akeem Dent. I expect Travis J to probably play some corner this weekend. But we need some guys. So we got to pick. Christian Williams would be a nice little pickup if we could get that. Miko Dotson is still not playing. Hopefully Miko comes back next year and can be healthy. Ronald Delancey II, a safety, 5'11", 160, a Nebraska transfer. Oh, yeah, guess where he's from? He's from Miami. Another Nebraska kid transferring out. FSU, take a swing at him, see what his interest level is. Antoine Collier, UCF transfer out of Miami, 6'3", 178. I love that size. I love that 6'3" size. FSU, take a shot at that. Those are the targets in the transfer portal. And another JUCO guy, Byron Young, has FSU in his top 4. Expected decision coming soon. He's out of the Military Academy in Georgia, 6'3", 240-pound wide, weak side defensive end. So that is definitely a guy to watch out for. Soon, JUCO guy. So as you can see, man, a lot of recruiting stuff, a lot of transfer stuff. FSU is actually surprising me and picking up a little bit of steam on the trail. Let's hope we keep the good news coming. Let's see what some of you guys are thinking. Well, getting McKenzie Milton help or hurt the development? It's gonna help. To me, it's pretty apparent that Tate Rodemaker is a few years away from really being able to make an impact. So Tate needs that. We can't be forcing Tate out there, and you saw what happened when we forced him out there. He wasn't ready. Chuba, getting McKenzie Milton again helps Chuba maybe get fully 100% healthy. That's a plus, Chuba may be sooner to play than Rodemaker, but I think it's a pretty apparent that even Chuba Purdy needs some more seasoning and development himself. Plus, to keep re-aggravating or messing up that shoulder is not going to do good for the future of his career. McKenzie Milton really solves all that. It allows you to sit those guys back, let them develop on the scout team. I mean, you keep them there for emergency third option, I think there's no negatives in bringing in Milton, in my opinion. In my opinion, if we get Terrence Lewis, that would be crazy. It would be crazy. I'm not gonna sit here and say we're gonna get him, so y'all not getting that from me. If he's healthy, we should get him, but I doubt he's 100%. I think he's talking about Milton. Right, Tyler said it. Bringing in a veteran is never gonna hurt development. If anything, Milton helps Jordan Travis just as much as he helps the other guys. Milton's gonna help Jordan Travis as well. Even if he was to come in, be healthy, and win the job, I think he'd still help Jordan Travis. I don't think he has. It will definitely help because I believe Travis moves the wide receiver and Purdy and Rodemaker back up, but we still need to sign a QB this class. Man, Travis is not moving the wide receiver. Stop it. Hell no, Travis is too valuable to be a wide receiver. I kind of agree with Sniper there. Putting Travis at wide receiver is going to take away from what he does best. But back to the Jordan Travis stuff. I don't see Travis moving. This is a guy that he needs the ball in his hands. Jordan Travis is electric with the ball in his hands. And relying on another person to get Jordan Travis the ball in his hands, I don't think that's ideal. D. Thompson, what's up? What's up, Polk? I'm looking forward to seeing the Knowles play this weekend. Shout out to the Coach Ham and the basketball squad. Let's see if they can get a big win against Indiana. Definitely gonna be. I think that's Wednesday, right? I might live stream that game. I might get on here and live stream that one. They look good. The first game. The basketball team looked good the first game. Purdy will beat out Travis when Milton leaves. So what else is there to do with him? We're assuming. I don't know if you can necessarily make that assumption. I can't make that assumption that Milton is going to beat out Travis off the jump. So we'll see. He's a big boy. That O-line might actually have some depth after this class. Absolutely. They got to still work on locking down Chemo or Miko. I don't know why I said Chemo. Chemo, Macaniole, whatever. Y'all know who I'm talking about. They got to work on locking him down. Milton versus Garcia should be some good football. I feel you guys are getting a good player, and Pat, I wanted him at Miami, but we didn't have room. I feel you. If you don't have room for him, it's because you're trying to bank on Terrence Lewis. That's what I would guess. The linebacker from USC is a Bishop Gorman kid. Brevin, yeah, I know that. So that's going to be interesting. I know Miami was talking about him. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Facts, but that's who he is. Ismail and Polymanuel were 5 stars. If we can capitalize on the portal in this class, we'll be in a great position. Chat jumped. Hold on a second. I don't know if you mentioned him already, Poke, but do you think JUCO D tackle Byron Young is a go for FSU? Yeah, I talked about him. He's only 6'3", 240, so I don't think he's a D tackle. He's a defensive end, but yeah, FSU. Well, here's the beautiful thing about that. Now maybe they think they can put some weight on him or something. But if you look at FSU's defensive end class, it is really good. You got Payton, you got Jackson, you got Turner, and Joshua Farmer, all at defensive end. I think that those are 4 really good defensive end, especially those first 3. I think Byron Turner is just as good as some of the more highly rated guys. As he's only a 3-star, for whatever reason, I think he's getting slept on. But you got two really good 4-stars, and then Joshua Former as your lowest rated guy is still a pretty good defensive end in this class. The defensive end class is really good, and I would stack this defensive end class. Show me a list of schools with 4 better defensive ends in their class right now. I don't think you really can. Daniel Williams. I need all Kane fans in the chat to hit the like button. Closet no fans. You heard what the man said. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Tell them. What about that 4-star that decommitted from South Carolina? That's another defensive end. Now FSU's in a position where they can be picky. I don't know if we're going to take him, Todd Pope. I don't know if he's necessarily a need right now. I think we need to get experienced QB because we have one QB that wants to get injured. The other one might have an injury problem. Right. I feel yeah. We went from number 33 to 31 to 25 class in the nation in 1 week. Stay patient. Exactly. That's a good point, Kusami. It looks like they might be making a surge down the stretch. Now we can't get too high, can't get too low. This thing's been like this. Y'all can't see me. This thing's been like this all season. How Norvell and company close is gonna tell a lot. It's gonna tell a lot. And I've been very critical of the way they recruit. So they have a chance to really shut me up. Thanks, Rose. I'm pissed that we're playing Duke and Wake Forest for a best case scenario 4-6. I don't want to watch our effing practice squad lose to tiny North Carolina schools. I hear what you're saying. I don't expect us to lose to either team. Then again, you can never be so sure with the way this season has gone. I will say this: the reason for those 2 games isn't really for the 4-6 as much as it is for the practices. I believe that. I think Norvell and company were so adamant on adding or keeping 2 the games on this schedule because he understands that this team, we are the youngest team in college football. Go check the stats, check the numbers. They need all the practices, real-time practices and games they can get. This is all about development going forward. Worst case scenario, even if you lose the last 2 games, which I don't expect, this is all about development going forward. Kusami Hayes, a lot of people don't know how to be patient. Travis will be a lot better if he gets reps. What's Hurricane Kilo? What's up? Look up Anthony Whedon. Just picked him up. Okay, I'll look him up. We ain't losing to Duke. How they wrap up transfers will say a lot. They're going after ballers, not stars. We need these games for morale. It will give us recruiting edge. We need them for practicing. We need them for development. But I hear you, Raider. I hear what you're trying to say. Also, you win those last 2 games and you win them in a solid, in a good fashion. Absolutely. You got a good feeling going into the offseason. You got good tape going into the offseason, something to look forward to. I think FSU will beat Duke, but lose to Wake. Wake a little more than people think. And I feel you. FSU ain't in a position we ain't in a position this year to say we're going to beat anybody. So, yeah. Got to wait to see how they play and how they get it. So, since everybody wants to talk about Duke, we can finally get into some Duke talk. And I mentioned that the corners, man, are looking really thin. The corners are looking really thin in this game. I expect Travis J to play some corner. Coach Dillingham said he's never seen Travis throw the ball as good as he's thrown it these last few practices. Expect to see a lot of Toafili in this upcoming games with Webb opting out. You may even see a Dante Sheffield sighting here or there. Do you think we get a bowl if we win out? So the way I understand the bowls this year is that everybody qualifies. And like you said, we just have to get an invite. Maybe off a name recognition. Florida State maybe would get a bowl invite. I'd have a hard time seeing a bowl offering a 4-win FSU team and leaving out, I don't know. I don't know this team's record, but I'm just saying it. A 8-win Louisiana Tech team, right? I don't think FSU will play in a bowl this year. I know everybody is eligible, but there aren't 82 bowls to be played this year, or however many teams have even played this year. So every team isn't gonna make a bowl game. Every team's eligible to make one. Every team won't get one. So we'll see. We'll see. Chambry Jackson kicked inside. I don't want to see that. I know there's been a lot of talk on that. I don't like doing that. I'm not saying it couldn't work. I'm not saying it, would be a bad thing. I don't like seeing you put that weight on some of these defensive ends and then they lose what made him special to begin with. And now he's just a big body in the middle. He doesn't have the same explosion, doesn't have the same get off of the line. I would rather keep Jackson at DN. That's just me. We lost to Georgia Tech. We most definitely can lose to Duke. Man, we lost to Georgia Tech because of bad quarterback play. If Jordan Travis plays against Georgia Tech, we don't lose that game. So again, can we lose to Duke? Yes, we can lose to Duke. I don't see us losing to Duke or Wake. Had Jordan Travis been our starter from day one, we beat that Georgia Tech team. So we'll see, man. We'll see. I actually became an FSU fan at a Wake Forest game. But they're already canceling a lot of bowl games, so I don't see it happening. Right, like Rose say, you're not going to get some odd bowl games. So I don't see it. What the hell happened with Malik McClain? Where did this dude come from? He's a beast, man. Look, if you don't know, I did a video on Malik McClain. Go watch that video where I broke down his tape, and I was telling you in that video you were looking at a future 4-star type player. That kid is 6'5", 6'6", whatever he is, and he runs like the wind. The only knock on his game I had when watching his video was he looked a little bit lackadaisical in his route running. But from a physicality standpoint, he is everything you want in a wide receiver. He's big, he's fast, he goes up against the football, he's strong, and he's going to add some weight. I'm glad he's finally getting the recognition that he deserves. Malik McClain finally a 4-star. FSU haven't played football in a month. The tackling effort will definitely have to be there or y'all will lose to Duke. No squad. Anthony Whedon just committed. Breaking news. What is Kusami talking about? Anthony Whedon. Who's that? Let me see. Let me check my feed. And I'm sitting here talking about Malik McClain, and that dude just decommitted. That's the breaking news. Malik McClain says, I would like to thank Coach Norvell, Coach Dugans, and all of FSU staff for their belief in me through this process. The decision is something I have been thinking about for a long time now. I will be decommitting from FSU. My recruitment is still open. I need time to explore my options before I go into early enrollment. So there you go. Malik McClain has decommitted. And he just put this out on his Twitter. Dude gets his 4th star. That seems to be a trend, right? These kids get their 4th star and they move on. FSU believes in them before these other schools believe in them, and they offer them and we hype them up. Bam, and then he's out of here. I don't know where that means he's going. But that's that's the breaking news as of, he just tweeted that 11 minutes ago. He just tweeted that 11 minutes ago. Yes, he did. Malik McClain just tweeted that 11 minutes ago that he has decommitted from Florida State. So this motherfucker I'm just sitting here hyping him up and he just slapped me in my face. He's still a good player, man. He's still a great player. I hope he finds the school that he's looking for. Again, we build him up just for them to leave us. That seems to be the case. Offered to do when he was a low 3-star, nobody was looking at him. He shoots up the recruiting boards, and here he is. He leaves us in the wind. So yeah, Malik McClain has ain't that some shit, right? Malik McClain just decommitted 11 minutes ago. At the same time I'm hyping this dude up, he just decommitted. Ain't that awesome? That is awesome. Stud DT from Bama would be nice. You guys losing, still getting good recruits, and that Miami, we're not. Y'all got a better recruiting class than us. I mean, Lenore's, we just lost the damn 4-star wide receiver. Literally just lost him. Dugan's got to go anyway. I'm not necessarily blaming this one on Dugan's, but he got to go anyway. Malik McClain just decommitted, y'all. Breaking news on 863 Seminole TV. Malik McClain, as I'm hyping him up, just gave me the bird. Damn. I feel you, man. At the end of the day, they're kids. They're going to change their mind. Yeah, I don't know what would have changed for Malik McClain till now. Like, well, I know what changed. What changed was his recruiting ranking, and that now more schools are interested in him because his recruitment has shot up. And instead of, honoring that commitment and saying, well, this team believed in me when no one else did. Same thing Luke Altmaier did, even though, again, Luke Altmaier is staying in Mississippi, which is hard to get those kids out of Mississippi anyway. But FSU, they're finding these 3-stars. These 3-stars shoot up to 4 stars, and they leave us. Ain't that's crazy? We did just get a commit. I saw that from Anthony Whedon. Now, I don't know anything about Anthony Whedon. Blessed, he tweeted, blessed to say I'll be committing to Florida State as a PWO, which is a walk-on. Thank you to all my family, coaches, and teammates. See you in January. QB/wide receiver. That's a guy that I'll have to break down, see what he brings to the table, see what he has to offer. But Malik McClain just pissed me off right now, man. I'm live talking about this dude, and Malik McClain just kicked me in the nuts. Thought we really had a good one there, a good prospect there, Malik McClain. I'm gonna look into Whedon. I'm definitely gonna find this tape, see what he's about. We just traded a walk-on and for a 4-star. Ain't that a damn Brandon? Ain't that something? We should get rid of Dugans. We should get rid of him, John. We should get rid of him. POLK, how do I think we'll do next year? This offseason is gonna tell it all, Lenore's. This offseason is gonna tell it all. How they attack the portal, how they finish off in recruiting. As soon as we started picking up some steam, Malik McClain just said, "The hell with that, decommits." Crazy, right? But that he's not the end all be all. We'll see how we still continue down this path. I don't know. I don't know how we'll do, but the off season is going to tell a lot. I don't think anyone in this chat knows anything about Whedon. I'm probably not. I know I don't. He doesn't even have a profile on 247. So how am I gonna? I'll probably just have to go to his Twitter and see what he's about. I'm pretty sure he might have a highlight tape on his Twitter. No, this Malik McClain thing, I didn't see it, bro. That it wasn't rumored. I don't think anybody saw this. This one just came out of the blue. This one came out of the blue. I think this has everything to do with his recruiting ranking. The dude shot up the ranks the last week. Got his 4-star. Again, he was our second highest rated recruit. So we're back out the top 25 because of this. We just made the top 25 today when Payton commits. We're back outside the top 25 with the Malik McClain decommitment. That's all but a given now. I don't think this one was seen by anybody. Again, I'm not here to bash kids. Kids, look, man, when I was 19, 17, 18, I didn't even know what I was wearing, what shoes to put on for I couldn't have made no decision like that at that age. You know what I mean? I understand changing your mind. I don't like the fact that I do think your word should mean something though. I do think I find you when nobody wants you. You know what I'm saying? It's like finding that girl. It's like finding that girl that don't wear makeup, tomboy. It's like finding the tomboy, man. Only to see her in a dress and some makeup and be like, man, she's, she bad. Now every dude wants her and she leaves you, but you the one that discovered the diamond in the rough. You discovered the gem. You saw something in her before everybody else. That's what's happening, bro. We finding these kids, they getting their rankings up, and then they're leaving us, man. We turning into I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy. Did Brian Robinson or Corey Wren even play? Wren returned a couple kickoffs. Brian Robinson, Norvell talked about Brian Robinson in today. Brian Robinson dealt with a lot of injuries this year. He actually expects Brian Robinson to get a lot of playing time against Duke. So we'll, the future is still bright on Brian Robinson. Wren didn't deal with any injuries. He just played on some kickoff. I don't think they were ever going to play Wren in the backfield. I don't really know if he's ready for that. I'm in Orlando area, and I don't know nothing about Whedon. Norvell better recruit Jones High School. Levante Whitfield was our last commit from Jones. Dugans was awful with my Canes. That hurt. Yes, it is, Big Kane. Yes, it is. Yes, Corey Wren, they return kickoff. Listen, if Norvell's staff keeps finding these 3-stars, even if they get poached, it gives you hope for the type. I mean, you're absolutely right, Daniel. That's a good point. I want to see us keep them. I mean, at what point, I want to see us keep some of these guys. But yeah, he's finding these lower rated guys, and they're getting discovered, and then they're leaving. I get what you're saying. You guys had a better team than Miami. I believe you just had the wrong coaches. Dugans ain't good at all. FSU was always better than Miami. The tomboy analogy is perfect. Right. The train just no-blooded, you funny. Like in a COVID year, when you're going to have more misassessments on these kids than ever before. But if the staff keeps finding hidden guys, I mean, guys, again, Daniel, you make a very good point. In a COVID year, yeah, man. In a COVID year for sure, where you're not really able to go watch these guys in person. The fact that you discovered Malik McClain in the first place. This fact that you discovered a Luke Altmaier in the first place, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Got to replace Malik. I wanted both of them. That's the sad part, because they're both two dynamically different players. One's a huge 6'5" receiver, long stride, good speed, all of that. One's a smaller electric guy. And speaking of Hill, maybe you get Keon Coleman to replace a Malik McClain. Now I would recruit Keon Coleman as hard as ever, because I still think they want that big body receiver. I don't know if you guys can hear this fly, but it's getting on my nerves. I gotta kill it. So you still want that big? Josh Burrell is a big body receiver, but he's not 6'5". You can't teach 6'5", man. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. 2018 class was the worst 11th ranked class. Whoops. With the FHSA state championship game being at Doak, staff should be able to assess recruiting some guys. Again, if I'm Norvell, I'm hiding in the stands, man. I'm hiding in the stands if I'm Norvell, Brandon. And I'm hiding in the locker rooms, whispering through walls. Hey, let me holler at you. I'm breaking all kind of rules if I'm Norvell with all them kids and with all them kids there. So the word on Hill is, as of right now, it's kind of a 50-50-ish battle. They're saying he's a Florida lean, but FSU's still in the running. No one's changed their crystal ball pick from FSU, but Florida has made a lot of traction with Destin Hill as of right now. Funny, Miami got disrespected by the ACC. Notre Dame was the pick over the crack pigeons to play. Notre Dame wasn't the pick. Is this really a thing? Seriously, is this really a thing? Do Miami fans really feel like they were disrespected by the ACC? Legit question. Since I got a lot of Miami guys in here talking a lot tonight. Was this really a thing? Do y'all think y'all were wronged? Notre Dame's undefeated, and Clemson beat y'all handily. Does Miami really think they were disrespected by the ACC? On what grounds does Miami have to be in the ACC championship game? None at all. If we're just being real, none at all. Miami can't make any claim that they deserve to be in the ACC championship, let alone the two teams that are in it. One team you lost to, one team that's undefeated. Just check a look at, does Miami have a win over any team with a winning record this year? Serious question. I think NC State is the only team on y'all's resume with the winning record. Correct me if I'm wrong, Miami fans. Seriously. I'm just saying. They saying Joshua Farmer and Dale Jackson could be a package of the FSU. Jackson decommitted from Tennessee. I would love to see that. But there's also been talks of Joshua Farmer kind of looking around as well, and shopping himself. So, hope we'll see that. Did I get him? I think I got him. Maybe McLean decommitted because Hill's committing soon. Like you say, wishful thinking there. McLean told Evans last Wednesday he was locked in and signing early with Florida State. It's around this time last week, Tyler, that he shot up in the rankings, and that's honestly the only reason I think he's decommitting. I think he's got a lot more attention on him now, and that's honestly what I think. POLK, we just wish the conference would have scheduled us against Notre Dame. Okay, you can make that case. You wanted to test your mettle against Notre Dame, got you. But you can't say that ACC has disrespected y'all. Again, please, someone answer the question for me. What winning team has Miami beat this year? What team with a winning record outside of one? I think NC State is the only team. Maybe Pitt. Does Pitt have a winning record? I don't know. So maybe two teams on your whole entire record have a winning record this year. I don't know if y'all were really disrespected, but I can understand saying, well, we should have played Notre Dame, or we should have got a chance to play Notre Dame. So I get that, but the U fan funny as hell. Lenoris thinks Miami's been disrespected. I don't see it, but Again, you can explain to me the disrespect. No blooded wrong. Everybody got disrespected, not just Miami. Ultimately, we're going to get guys to rebuild just because they choose to be the guys. Like, or we're going to stop being fans? No, of course not. And shout out to guys like Orr and some of these other guys that, you know, they solid and they sticking with it. And I credible source on Facebook saying Lee Hunter to FSU could be heating up. I told you earlier, man, Lee Hunter is actively shopping around. So it is what it is. If Odell can get a Lee Hunter, man, that's huge. Peter Shields, facts. Notre Dame ran from us. They know we would have whooped them. We'll never know, will we? There's not disrespect. That's cap. I'm glad Jurgen can be real. And Jurgen is a Miami fan, just so you guys, if you guys don't know, Miami fan. I don't know where the disrespect is. You got 2 teams on your record with winning records. You've beaten on a bunch of 2 and 3 win teams. I'm not saying, look, you had a good season. At least you beat the teams you were supposed to beat. Don't get me wrong. But you got to stop acting like y'all's resume is Notre Dame's resume or Clemson's resume. It's just not the case. The Clemson game did it for me. How are you the number 7 ranked team but get your ass handed to you? That's not ACC championship game worthy. Did you see that trash ass video X's and O's put out today about Fuller? I did not see that. But what were they talking about? Were they trying to defend Adam? I'm pretty sure they were probably trying to defend Adam Fuller, if I had to guess. But no, I didn't see it. They basically said he coached 1 good half of football this year, so we should keep. Like I said, they're defending him. And I've said it all year that the man coached 1 good half of football all year. I think we're going to keep him anyway. But yeah. Again, those, X's and O's, the war chants, these are guys these are paid, these are journalists. These are actual journalists. They get paid to cover the team. They own their own websites, all of that. So they kind of have an agenda. It is what it is. Whether they want to admit it or not, they got an agenda. POLK, if they came to this division, they should have played Miami, Florida State, and Clemson. I understand what you're saying. I just feel like with an all-conference schedule, you couldn't, like Miami doesn't play Clemson every year. You know what I'm saying? I don't think is that really fair? Now, nobody knew Florida State was going to be as bad as they are. But was it fair to Notre Dame to schedule them against Clemson, Miami, Florida State, Carolina? Like, I think Notre Dame would have been like, well, damn, just give us all the top teams. We don't get to play the Louisvilles, the Wakes, none of that. So I understand what you're trying to say. I think they did, but speaking of Notre Dame, they feel like they disrespect the entire ACC. I feel what you're saying. Premier Youth Theater says Milton or Garcia chance. Garcia, I don't think's happening. I think Milton's gonna transfer to Florida State. My bad. We Miami are doing what we're supposed to do. That's it. That's what I said. Y'all doing what y'all supposed to do. You beat the team you're supposed to beat, and you can never complain about that. You got a 1-loss season. A lot of stuff to build on this year. I think we just got to stop pretending that y'all were supposed to be in the conference championship game. Maybe you'd have a case if you played Clemson down to the wire. That was a big time. You know what I mean? But Notre Dame beat Clemson. Miami loses to Clemson. Clemson loses to Notre Dame, but Miami fans think they're being disrespected. Right. This isn't the 80s. Brandon B. Teams go to the playoffs and get blown the fuck out out by top tier teams. It happens. Peter Shields put a C. Don't know for what. Add UNC to the list and we beat them. Most teams we played were 500 No, most teams you played weren't 500 or better. That's a lie, John Shields. You can go look at the records right now. You played Louisville, and I think the second game of the season, where yes, they were ranked, it's pretty apparent how bad Louisville is. You beat a terrible Florida State team. Virginia Tech's not any good. I mean, what are you talking about? Most teams you beat were 500 or better. That's a bunch of BS. And you haven't even played UNC. Let's see, if you beat UNC, I think that'll put 3 teams with 500 or better. Have you ever worked with Turnt? I used to, Kusami. We used to do videos. Yes, we did. We have to keep him there. Ain't no want to. These fans get spoiled. There ain't no more. War chants, heavily political. Thank you, Kusami. Appreciate that. And don't get me wrong, I do listen to War Chant. There's certain things that they do that I do like. But these paid promotions, I guess you would call them, or these, they have agendas. They work for somebody who's pushing an agenda. Me, I don't have no agenda. I just come out here and give you my honest to God opinion. Nico tweeted out some very good stuff today, Tyler. I did see that. I really wasn't going to talk about it until he commits, but Nico looks like he's on board, man. Next year could be really special with Marvin Jones Jr., Nico. Next year could be special, but they have to put something on the field to make these kids want to come here. John Shields says, go Canes. And he put a heart, a rainbow, and a chicken. I don't know what's going on with those emojis. You love roosters, cocks? I don't know. Rainbow, LGBT? I don't know. Nothing against none of them people. I'm just saying. What's going on with you and these emojis, John Shields? Jurgen Henry, that's what I'm saying, is you guys didn't have anyone reputable on your schedule. The Clemson game was the game that you should have left their nuts hang to show the mean business. 3 of our wins were below 500 teams. I'll point blank period. We're not paying anyone else not to coach. That's not true, but okay. If King stays next year, I think there's some talk about King going pro or something, but if King stays next year, we'll be in the playoffs. No, you won't. But what you're telling me is that King staying next year is going to put you the edge over Clemson, is what you're telling me. That keeping De'Aaron King makes you a better team than Georgia, Clemson, Alabama, Florida. I mean, if we're just looking at the playoff type caliber teams. Come on, man. This is why Miami fans get the reputation y'all get, because y'all say ridiculous ass shit. Instead of saying, if King stays next year, we can compete for the ACC crown, or we can win the Coastal and play Clemson in the ACC championship. Right? Assuming football goes back to some kind of normal next year. Instead of saying something like that, you go straight to the college football playoffs. Come on, man. Supposedly people think on McClain goes to Georgia. Why would he go to Georgia, where they can't even handle their quarterback situation? He was going to get them in the ball. These kids, man. Oh, that's not you? Or that's not you, John Shields? That's someone. I just noticed that's a whole different picture. What? Oh man, John Shields got a troll. I didn't know that. Okay, that makes sense. All right. LOL, it's true, Jurgen. No one wouldn't have been so high on Notre Dame if they wouldn't have beat Clemson. Miami fans said they were going undefeated with King. Kane fans winning this year and think they're hot girl, you okay. They got to choose teams they played. Is that true? Did Notre Dame get to pick their schedule like game by game? That would be, I'd have a problem with that. I don't like the ACC anyway. I've been wanting Florida State to leave the ACC for a while now. If it's true that they allowed Notre Dame to pick game by game, that's some BS. Notre Dame was top 5 team prior to that game being played. They always get hype. They just realized the depth chart for the Duke. Yeah, I saw the depth chart. So apparently this isn't the real John Shields. So I didn't realize that until now. Travis Hunter got his 5th star. He was already a composite 5-star, but yeah, he finally picked up. I think it was on Rivals. He picked up his 5th star, but he was already a 5-star on other services. Polk, look at the schedule: 3 wins against teams 500 and below. They already told me that y'all only beat 2 500 teams over 500, man. What are you talking about? I gotta look. Now you want me to look and verify. I will do it just for you. Because I honestly don't know. I'd be lying if I said I followed Miami that thoroughly, because I don't. Okay, so we got Miami. You've got wins against UAB. Okay, UAB this year. I don't know. What is UAB's record? UAB has only played 4 games, and they're 3-1. So if you want to, no, I'll take that back. They played more than 4 games. They played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and they're 1, 2, 3. They are 1, 2, 3, 4-3. So if you want to say that, okay. You want to count UAB? Congratulations, John Shields. Y'all beat UAB. You beat Louisville, who's like a 2-3 win team. FSU's a 2-win team. Pitt, what is Pitt's record? I don't even know Pitt's record. Pitt's lost their last. Pitt won their first 3, then lost 4 in a row. They're 4-4. So Pitt's a 500 team. Come on, man. Again, you guys don't have any good wins. I'm not going to go every game on y'all schedule. Y'all don't have any good wins. That's the point. We will get another wide receiver poll. He's probably just not going to sign with us after the year we had in our QB play. Either way, it goes that the U got demolished. I think if we was closed game, y'all would have made it to the ACC champ game, but by beating teams, you won't cut it. Not an ACC. Jux is an asshole. John Shields was going on with the rainbow. You like Skittles? What? These Kane fans smoking? Nah, that's an asshole trolling me. Yep. Gotcha. Mr. Jux is giving you the business. It's good to drink. We all play basically the same team. Jerk and Henry, I guess the truth hurts. Reason why y'all don't get respect mediocrity has been acceptable for almost a decade. That's why Miami is the laughingstock of college football. King is your whole offense and still look like garbage against decent teams. Kill that noise. Miami not making the playoffs no time soon. FSU won't have a positive record anytime soon. John Shields is a Notre Dame fan. Hold on. Chat jumped. Who would win, Cincinnati or Miami? I'll let Miami fans answer that because I honestly have not watched one Cincinnati game all year. I know they have a good record. I think they're undefeated, all that jazz. I haven't watched a Cincinnati game all year, so I'll let Miami fans answer that. I already know the answer is he said, come on. Tell me what I've ever been delusional about. Seriously. Don't just say some random stuff, right? Because all I'm quoting what you guys are saying, right? What Mr. Who was it that said that? Joshua Ruco, whatever, saying y'all be a playoff team. That's something he said that I'm saying delusion. Tell me something that I've ever came on here and was delusional about. I'll wait. Everything I give you is, I'm not saying it's the truth, but it's, and of course I'm biased. I mean, you're on 863 Seminole TV. But the point is, I've never came out and said anything crazy like, "Oh, FSU is gonna go undefeated." Anything ridiculous. I don't see too much delusion when me and my guys get on here and talk. Yeah, I haven't seen that either. I have not seen Cincinnati play one. I haven't watched one Cincinnati game. So, there you go. John Seals, what you on, my guy? That's that's we'll put him in timeout. No bullying, Mr. Juxtapo. We don't bully over here. What is wrong with you? Good live, Pope. Coastal Carolina would dog walk the entire ACC besides Clemson and Notre Dame. Big Kane. So Notre Dame was scared to play Clemson, but you want people to believe they were scared of Miami. Mr. Juxtapose makes a decent rebuttal to the notion that Notre Dame was allowed to pick their schedule. I mean, why would they pick Clemson then? If I'm Notre Dame and I'm allowed to pick my schedule, why wouldn't I have Syracuse, Wake, Duke? You know, why would I put Clemson on there? The North Carolina, they played North Carolina, right? Like, why would I put North Carolina on there? So I don't know, man. Juxtapose said that's not even him. That's what he says. Malik McClain, yeah, already talked about that, man. Malik McClain did decommit. Right as I was hyping the man up, I'm sitting here hyping him up, saying that he was a great pickup. We found a diamond in the rough. 3-star when he committed. He's up to a 4-star. Our second highest commit, or he was, and he just kicked me right in the nuts on live YouTube. Kicked me in the nuts. Decommitted. Made me look all kinds of dumb. Crazy, ain't it? Chad was popping. Chad says, evening, Polk. Hope things are going good with you. Noel's going to beat my Gators in hoops again this weekend. Bruh. Now, first and foremost, let's be honest. This is a football channel. Football is the reason why I fell in love with Florida State. But if you're not watching that basketball, that boy Scotty Barnes, I'm sorry, Chad. You got Kyle Trask and you got the football team, but that basketball belongs to Florida State this year. No ifs, ands, a but. No, how do you say that? No ifs, ands, or buts about it. There you go. Yep. New King's in the building. You know, he likes to troll. Like the season, we get good news all day, top 25. That we couldn't stay in the top 25 for 24 hours, Peter. Ain't that crazy? Hit back in the top 25 only to be kicked right back out of it because of Malik McClain. Crazy. You never know when these kids decommit. And then they're saying he's a Georgia lean. Ah, man. You should have just stayed. You should have just stayed on board, bro. Should have just stayed on board. But, you know, shout out to Malik McClain. Hope he finds his best situation for him. That dunk Scotty Barnes had on that defense. Man, Barnes is going to get his first college game. Remember that. Barnes is going to get better. Notice his first post was immediately after his post impersonating me. He does this a lot. It doesn't bug me too much. They have a crystal ball to Ole Miss. What? What is Lane Kiffin about to put Ole Miss on sanctions again? What is Lane Kiffin out there? unless if Malik McClain and if Altmaier and Malik McClain must have had a relationship. That's the only way that makes sense. That's the only way that makes sense. Lane Kiffin is about. That's crazy. Altmaier got to catch these hands. Altmaier got to catch these hands. The hell with that. Altmaier now sabotaging the class. You gonna follow Altmaier to Mississippi? Get the hell out of here. John Shields, stop crying. I haven't even came at you yet. Trey Mann is much improved. He was pretty weak last year. Looks good this year. Okay, that's my quota of the b-ball talk. I feel you, Chad. We still smacking all of that on the basketball court this year. POLK, can these guys recruit? Remains to be seen. We're gonna see how they close. We're gonna see how they close. Something is missing at Georgia. What if we did some dumb S with Malone, like telling him he might not make the baseball team? Well, that'd be a blunder. That'd be a blunder. I don't see that happening, though. I don't see that happening, Tyler. POLK, I wouldn't worry about it too much. We have some good coming soon. Trust me. Okay, TJ, I'll hear you. I believe you. We'll see. Again, it's all about how they close. It's all going to be about how they close. We made progress today. With Patrick Payton. The more I watch the kid out of Lake City. What's his name again? Shaheem Brown. The more I watch him, man, the more I really like him. I think that's an underrated kid. Especially if you're just talking about using him as a linebacker. Yeah, the more I watch him, the more I like him. I like Malik McClain. He just kicked me in the nuts on YouTube Live on 863 Seminole TV. But hey, it is what it is. If you replace him with a couple more wide receivers, okay, we'll be okay. It's a good point by TJ. Manny can recruit, but still can't win anything. 8-1 is not winning anything, though. But congratulations on 8-1 record. POLK, I would like to continue to listen to you, but I don't want Juck's nonsense. Have a great night. Well, sorry to see you go, John Shields. You have a great night as well. It didn't look like y'all were good, Again, I put his other account in timeout, so, but I hear you. Brown got the killer instinct. Altmaier did tweet. He sure did. I saw that tweet. He definitely tweeted, "Stay tuned," and then this happened. So you're right on the money, Rose. This is Altmaier doing. These guys obviously had a relationship. 2 former 3-stars that shot up the recruiting rankings. Now all of a sudden are gonna play with each other at Ole Miss. Altmaier got to catch these hands if I ever run across him, he's got to catch these hands. I'm putting a notice right now. I'm putting a notice on Altmaier right now. If FSU fan comes across you, young man, and this is all games and jokes and love, but they're going to put hands on you. You can't be out here stealing our recruits, bro. You can't be out here stealing our guys. FSU versus Vanderbilt. I got Vanderbilt by 3. Okay, we just going to talk stupid shit now. Okay, cool. We definitely, Miami Northwestern got a factory down there. Nice pickup. And Payton, yes, sir, Panama. What's good? Just finally get a chance. We've been on here for a hot little minute, Maiden Days, so you missed a lot. Again, yes, if we replace McClain with Hill, we will be fine. Absolutely. Hill's the better player. I still wanted that dynamic, though. I wanted both, and we should have both. So I'm glad I chose today to do this recruiting talk because today's been a very eventful day on the recruiting trail. Picked up a good guy, lost a good guy. Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. Gators released a press about their new football complex, long overdue, and should hopefully allow them to compete for top 5 classes. Is that what y'all only beat Virginia Tech, who lost to Liberty by 1? Yeah, that's definitely getting better. You know, you can argue with these guys all night, TJ. I ignore most of it. Maiden Dade, one of the few guys that usually come in here with some sense. Patrick Payton, Nebraska, decommit out of Miami Northwestern, 4-star defensive end. That's who we picked up to get today, only to have our 4-star wide receiver Malik McClain decommit. So the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. That is what happens to Florida State these days. So we'll see. And you know, honestly, for Malik McClain, I don't quite blame him. I mean, FSU don't even have a quarterback committed right now. So he doesn't know who's really going to be throwing him the ball potentially. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, we got Payton today. Mr. Juxtapose said, TJ, sit down. I got this. New King God. Clemson is still daddy. Y'all have no hope of winning a natty anytime soon, even if King stays there for another 10 years. And then Maiden Dade says, congrats. And now y'all got me checking my Twitter like every 5 minutes to see what the hell's going to happen. I think Oxford, man, y'all boys over there are doing some other stuff, man. Yeah, we got to get somebody tweeted. We got to get Lane Kiffin on the schedule, and I completely agree. We got to get Lane Kiffin on this schedule. I got to smack this Ole Miss shit up because I'm tired. I'm taking all our guys. I don't get it. Ole Miss at its best. We've seen Ole Miss at its best. It's one of these programs that has a cap on it. We saw Ole Miss with Kimdichie, with Metcalf. Then they have AJ Brown. They had LaRon Landry there. Ole Miss had a bunch of talent and they couldn't get over 9-10 wins at the most. That's because that's what Ole Miss is. Come on, man. Don't ever. How you gonna pick Ole Miss over Florida State? You see Florida State at its best, it's national championship. It's contender. It's competing. Ole Miss at its best is not even winning the SEC West. Not even winning its conference. Not even beating Alabama. Perry might transfer to y'all next season. I don't think Manny gonna show him no love. We don't want. You can keep N'Kosi Perry. We don't want N'Kosi Perry, bro. Sorry, CJ. Hate to tell you. Hate to break it to you. We good on the N'Kosi Perry stuff. I'm a Clemson grad. Man, that damn flyback. I thought I killed him. Sherrod Lewis is my dog. I've known him since he was 5. I like Liberty. I've never seen this much Miami fans in the FSU chat. Why? Because he provides more knowledge than what the whole Miami research teaches. I've seen him twice this year, Polk. Who recruited him? Let me check. I don't know who was recruiting him. Let me check that. Good question. Don't know who his main recruiter was. Probably David Johnson, if I had to guess. He is. I don't want that. Hold on. He is the South Florida recruiter. Hold on, where are we at? And FSU's back to 31, guys. Just so you know, we're back to 31. Everybody say thank you to Malik McClain. But Patrick Payton's main recruiter was actually Adam Fuller and John Papuchis, which makes sense for Papuchis because he's the DN coach. Adam Fuller, whatever. The only legit victory my Canes had was NC State. We don't deserve any playoff talk. Well, there's a sensible Cane fan. There's one that knows what he's talking about. The only legit victory was NC State. And that's what I said. I said NC State was really the only legit victory you guys had. Miami doesn't have a half-decent QB behind King. Once he leaves, you're going to struggle to score points on teams like UAB. Great pickup, no cap. Fuller. No black player should be playing for Clemson as long as that was coach. So DN guy, DN coach and Adam Fuller were the two main guys on him. Shout out to John P. I need a haircut. Shout out to John P. But this damn fly is getting on my nerves. Shout out to John P. for getting that. Didn't Miami fans threaten Harris and throw racial slurs after y'all lost in 2009? Sit down, bum. So Miami guys have been arguing with everybody tonight. So Miami, what is going on? Why are y'all so on edge? Are y'all mad? Are y'all really surprised and mad that you didn't make the ACC championship? Because y'all been going at everybody tonight for really no reason. You guys are having a great year. 8-1. You got 2 5-stars and a solid recruiting class. So what is going on, guys? You guys should be a lot happier. Y'all come on here. You're arguing with the Clemson guys on my channel. You're arguing with my Seminole guys. What is going on? Why are you guys not happy? Please, someone talk to me. Perry is Blackman 2.0. And that's from Premier Youth Theaters. Man, hit the like button. 40 people. We were all the way up to 50 at one point. Hit the like button. We are still going. We're coming up on 2 hours, but we're still going. Matter of fact, let's check how many likes we got right now. I got 41 likes. Let's see. Can we hit 50? Is it possible to hit 50 before the end of this video? T2Y was crying the other day about Notre Dame being in the ACC championship. So I missed that. But let's be honest, man. Miami's resume doesn't stack up. There's no disrespect. The ACC isn't disrespecting Miami. Like my dog up here said. Who was it? Like, however you say that. But like my bro right here said, quarter resub, whatever. But like he said, the only legit victory is NC State. And you got handled by Clemson. And Notre Dame's undefeated. And they beat Clemson. Like, what is the argument? What is the argument? Why Altmaier got to be an asshole? Tyler, we got to put hands on him. I need Norvell to schedule Ole Miss. And I don't care if we win or lose that game. We just got to hit Altmaier in the mouth every chance we get. POLK, I don't think y'all are that far off. Get a rush in, a wide receiver or two, a tackle or two, get Muschamp, and y'all will be back. So just change the whole team. That's what you're telling me. Depending on how they do in this offseason, on the serious note, will tell me where this team can go next year. I don't think we're as bad as our record indicates. And I don't want to call every guy that's left this program a cancer, but I do think that there was a bit of a losing mentality with a lot of the guys that have already opted out and left that I don't think these younger kids are going to have. I'm telling you right now, this team is literally playing a bunch of freshmen and sophomores. Literally. With one or two juniors here or there. You're going to see this team, the same team, 2 to 3 years from now. They will definitely be better. I've never saw Perry play because Miami been irrelevant since slavery times, but being compared to Blackman tells me all I need to know. Miami played in the shit when they played Clemson. FSU Rosé, I made fun of him and he blocked me. Damn, Mr. Juxtaposed got blocked. Man, it is what it is. Miami will always be a black eye amongst the media. I get upset sometimes, but we just start dominating like we'll be able to do against Duke. And that's another thing. Like Miami, you would have a case. My thing is, man, you'd have a case if you blew out Virginia Tech, Pitt, if you blew out all those inferior teams and played Clemson down to the wire. You would have a legit argument, even though you still wouldn't get it, because how are you going to get the nod over a Clemson team that beat you? And how are you going to get the nod over an undefeated team that beat Clemson? So regardless, but at least you'd have more of an argument if y'all were blowing teams off the map and playing Clemson down to the wire. I get that argument. Then I'm like, okay, I get that. Y'all have not done that. I think Duke not the first blowout of the season? Besides that 52-10 debacle. I think Duke was like your domination of the season. So, you guys should be happy. You guys should be happy to just be 8-1 and build off of that. Definitely should just be happy. I know it's wrong for me to say, but I'm hoping Pruitt gets fired and comes back to FSU. If that happens, our defense would be legit in one season. I don't see Pruitt ever coming. I don't see Pruitt ever coming back. Yeah, I changed it, you assholes. I said that 52-10 whooping was the first. So, yeah, I changed it. T2Y is showing up. What up? Juxtapose say you blocked them, T2Y. Is this true? Can you confirm that you blocked them? We barely had enough players when we played VTech, and we had 15 out against Duke. Still blew them out. Sounds like excuses to me. End of the day, you won the games. End of the day, you won the games. That's all that matters. I just don't see where y'all can sit here and say the ACC has wronged you. T2I says he did not block you, that you are a damn lie, Juxtapose. Now, maybe he put you in timeout because he didn't want to hear your shit. It's also our first shutout versus a Power 5 opponent since 2001. See, maiden day always comes with the real talk. Your first shutout of a Power 5 opponent since 2001. So in 19 years, you just had your first shutout of a Power 5 opponent. Maybe a mod. I'll check. Okay. So again, if you missed the majority of this show, we started off with some good news. Patrick Payton, Miami defensive end, commits today. We reviewed Shaheem Brown. We talked about Malik McClain getting a 4th star. And in the middle of the show, Malik McClain decommitted. and is going to Ole Miss to play with Luke Altmaier. In the middle of the show, Malik McClain, after I'm praising him up, literally, as I'm telling you guys, that kid's good player, a beast, literally gives me the middle finger, bro. Crazy. That's not true, actually. It was 08 or 09 the last time we shut out an opponent. He said power 5 opponent, New King. You got to read. Reading is fundamental. Power 5 opponent. No one cares that you shut out a Division II school. He said power 5. It's okay. I know the Miami-Dade school system isn't the greatest. I all of Florida's school system isn't the greatest at that. So I understand that. He's saying you're still wrong. So, New King, who was the team that you shut out in 08 or 09? Since he's wrong, just correct him. If you go get Clemson, Coleman and Hill, yeah. Oh, definitely. Coleman brings back that size that I want. Coleman bring back the size. He's 6'4", basketball build type player. And then Hill obviously has to be FSU's number one priority when it comes to wide receiver anyway. You lose McClain, but if you get Coleman and Hill, I'm good. I'm good. I'm definitely good. Look at that, Jux. T2Y unblocked you. And Maiden Day telling you to check Kane's access. T2Y knows Jux impersonates me and likes to try to bully Kane's fans on his show too. Y'all just got to start bullying that man back. Don't let that man come in there and punk y'all. You know, I'm looking forward to seeing FSU finally play again in over a month, or whatever long it's been, against the Duke team. I'm not looking forward to seeing the depth on this team, though. I mean, we're really short a lot of players, but we got to do what we got to do. Again, the practicing, all of that is for development. Win, lose, or draw. I take nothing from these last 2 games, to be completely honest with you. Now, I'll be mad if we lose, and I'll say some stuff, and I'll go on my little rants or whatever. But as I'm talking while I'm level-headed, whether you win or lose these last 2 games, it really doesn't mean anything. Winning, obviously, will give you some upbeat, give you some positive vibes, but losing to me, these games are for the practices and for the experiences and for the playing time only. They don't mean anything in the long run. Keep an eye out for a few kids from Southwest Florida. There are a few that are going to be great, and it will be knows once it's all said and done. Drop some names, TJ, so I can look out for them, so I can look at them. Let me know who I'm looking for. Lots of offers, really run guys going out. We are a lot of kids for. So what this staff has really been focusing on is that 2022, 23, 24, they are planning for the future, which is awesome because now you get a chance to build relationships. To be fair to this staff with some of these decommits, to some of them, not all of them, you didn't really, who had a relationship with Malik McClain? Obviously, it was Luke Altmaier who had the relationship with Malik McClain. And so when Malik McClain committed, Altmaier was committed. Those two obviously wanted to play with each other, and that's where this whole decommitment comes from. That's where the relationship was from. These kids seem to not be too committed to the coaching staff, or at least Altmaier was, and whatever reason he's not anymore. Malik McClain, Brandon Jennings, they don't really seem to be committed to the staff. They were maybe more so committed to the idea of playing at Florida State. Mr. Juck says he makes these fools cry without even trying. TJ said Tyler Head, CT, you sound like you know something. That's what I'm saying. Drop some names. Let me know something. He isn't worth it. He is a pussycat. Clemson fan that tries to hide behind fake names. So these guys are beefing. So what we need to set up, we need to set up the YouTube Boxing League. So John Shields and Juxtapose can get in the ring. I don't know how old either one of these guys are. It doesn't matter. Let's get him in the ring and let him throw some hands. I'm for it. New King, when was the last time you guys were in the ACC champion? Okay, so Sniper throwing shots at New King. So FSU and Duke, we're thin at defensive back. Got a lot of safeties, not a lot of corners. Santi Samuel going pro. I think he's already signed with an agent. Other than that, I think the defense should be intact. Other than the guys that we already know are gone. Offensively, we'll be without LaDamian Webb. We'll have Corbin, Toafili, Ja'Kai Douglas, maybe Sheffield get some playing time. There's a lot of guys deeper down the depth chart that we may see get some run in this Duke game. Do you guys think it's worth playing the rest of the season? I guess you have to define what is worth. What is worth it to you? For me, sure. I think it's cool to play the last 2 games. Again, if nothing more, with a team this young, with a bunch of true freshmen and sophomores, extra practices are gonna be valuable. The extra practices for these last 2 games, in just the game experience alone, is going to be huge for the team in 2 to 3 years from now. So for me, sure, it's worth it. Would I be mad if they didn't play them? No, I wouldn't be mad. I understand that COVID is like spiking everywhere. So I understand the risk of playing the games and would not be mad if you didn't play the game. But I think you should play them if everyone's healthy enough to play. I got no problem with playing them. Again, to me, the wins and losses at the end of this last 2 games don't mean much. You got to have a bigger picture and understand what they're going to get out of these last 2 games going forward. I was wrong. He was right. Well, at least you commit when you're wrong. Let them run to Ole Miss from the wise Melvin from Baby Boy. They just young and dumb. Nah, I don't bring a knife to a gunfight. I feel you. John Sill said he ain't got time to throw hands. He just gonna put a couple holes in. Now, to answer the question, 2010 to 2020, when was the last time you guys won it? John Seals, bro, shut up. You'd be too scared to show. Honestly, after we beat NC, there's no reason for us to play the Georgia Tech game this year. There you go. I don't necessarily disagree. I understand why you want to play that North Carolina game. I do understand why you want to play that. And I understand why you don't want to play the Georgia Tech game. So I get that. I'm 67, but I'm always prepared, if you know what I mean. I feel you, John. I know exactly what you mean. They saying McLean to Ole Miss now. Yep, we broke that. Him and Altmaier are in cahoots. And that's really where we're on with that. I'll say this. I think this class shapes up nicer than I thought 2 weeks ago. I was right there with you, Tyler, and then Malik McLean decommits. And I'm like, well, damn. But no, I actually hear what you're saying. I think getting Patrick Payton, I think there's still a chance Brandon Jennings comes back. It's going to be very interesting to see how they close. Can you close out on a Lee Hunter, on a Tywone Malone, on a Destin Hill, on a Kentravian Hargrove? Like, can you close on some of those guys? Can you find you a quarterback? I don't care if you find a 3-star quarterback from somewhere, but can you find a guy that you can get to commit? Whether or not we get McKenzie Milton or not, whether or not we get McKenzie Milton or not, can you find a guy that you can get as a high school quarterback, as a developmental piece? How they close out across the board is going to be key. Where was the first time you heard I'm So High by Grind Mode? Back in 2009? Back in 2009. Played Georgia Tech, but where was I? I think I was in, might have been in Ybor City, I think. It's a while ago. Played Georgia Tech for style points. What style points, T2Y? Seriously, what style points? You guys aren't making the playoffs. So I don't know what style points you necessarily need. Right now, your players are what? Alabama, the winner of Clemson, Notre Dame. There's two. Did Texas A&M end up beating Auburn? Is Texas A&M or Florida? That's, I guess, because I think win, lose, or draw, Alabama's going to be in the playoff, whether they win to Florida or not. Obviously, if Florida wins, they're in. The winner of Clemson, Notre Dame, and there's a chance that even if Notre Dame loses to Clemson, Notre Dame will still get in. So I just don't. I don't see any way that y'all can really make the playoffs. And the final rankings, man, they don't mean much, in my opinion. This year's such a mess anyway. I understand why you want to play the North Carolina game. The Georgia Tech game, I don't know. The style points won't mean much, in my opinion. There's a chance bowl games might not even get played and might get canceled across the board. So there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff going on. Why play a bowl game? You all lose. I hate Florida as much as I hate Miami. I dislike FSU, but I hope y'all face them and watch them smash y'all. Ole Miss is going to Bama. Good memories. Transfer portal will be FSU's friend this coming year. I think Norvell comes through with some JUCO prospects. John Shields never showed his face and got my other account banned. He's soft. I remember when I slid to Ybor for Guavaween. Do they still have that? Man, I haven't been to Ybor in years. Man, the last time I was in Ybor City, 2013 maybe, 2012, somewhere around there. I don't even know if they still got Guavaween. I would assume they do, but I don't know. Do you see the smoke about Saban retiring? I did see some of that. I think they would offer. I think Dabo would be the guy they went after. If Saban retired, they would go after Dabo Swinney, who's an Alabama alum. They would offer him all the money in the world. I think only the New Year's 6 games will get played, not the rest. And see, so I guess if you guys are, but from what I saw, you guys are going to make a New Year's 6. I forget who I saw they predicted you guys to play. There's Miami and somebody. Hold on. Jurgen knows what I'm talking about because they posted it in our group. The New Year's 6, projected New Year's 6. Let me see if I can scroll up and find it. I think I scrolled too far. I think it was like Iowa State and somebody. I'm going to find it. Give me a minute. Here it is. So the projected New Year's 6 bowls was Iowa State and Florida. I think Florida's going to smash that. Georgia and Cincinnati. Clemson, Notre Dame. So they got the playoff being Clemson, Notre Dame, Ohio State, and Bama. I don't like that. I don't think Bama should be in. I don't think Ohio State should make it. To me, that's not fair. I would put A&M over Ohio State, but that's just me. USC, Indiana, and then A&M in Miami. So they have y'all playing Texas A&M. And you know how that ends. Because Jimbo owns y'all. So you know how that ends. Sorry. Like T2Y said, man, hit the like button if you haven't already. No, they got you against A&M. My Canes don't deserve playoffs this year. We are building. Yep, A&M. They said we would play A&M or Florida. Damn, New King, why you talking to your boy John Shields like that? Y'all Miami fans. We just need to win out, plus our bowl game, and close out strong. If Dabo leaves Bama, ACC will be up for grabs again. I do think that it's going to be interesting to see who Clemson would bring in to replace a Dabo Sweeney. They going to beat Iowa State, I guarantee you that. Jimbo owns Miami, period. If it's A&M, it's an L. If it's A&M or Florida, it's an L. Once Notre Dame and the ACC championship lose, A&M will be the fourth spot. That's what I think. I think A&M might grab that fourth spot. Clemson would just promote Venables. The question is, would Venables want that? Venables has had a chance to take other jobs. There's a lot of talk that Venables don't want to be a head coach and that he's very content with being like the highest paid defensive coordinator. So it'd be interesting to see. I think that would be their first choice. So that'd be interesting. We won the last match up. Jimbo lost last time versus us. He still owns you. But yeah, he lost because Tavares McFadden is trash. That's why y'all beat Florida State in that last game. That Tavares McFadden was garbage. There you go. Jimbo played bad Canes teams with the best FSU team ever. If I'm not mistaken, that first of all, that one team, talk about the Jameis Winston team. Didn't Miami weren't we y'all ranked in the top 10 when FSU and Miami played that year? So is that a bad team? Y'all didn't finish strong, obviously. But y'all were ranked in the top 10. I think y'all were ranked 7 or 6 when we played y'all that year. So don't say y'all were like terrible. Don't act like y'all were terrible, because I can make that case now with Manny Diaz. Manny Diaz is legit playing the worst FSU teams of all time. So we can legit make that same case here, guys. Come on. At least that team was, again, that team that Jameis Winston beat that first year, they were ranked in the top 10. I'd rather play Georgia because of YouTube. I can't stand them. That would be very fun to watch Zoe and Uncle Lou go back forth. I have my popcorn ready for that one. That was Tavares McFadden got flat out beat, whether you blitzed or not. McFadden was in position to make a play. A good corner can make a play on the ball, and McFadden just got whooped. What up, Irv? Got it? He was 7-0, maiden date, Uncle Lou. I'd rather play the Gators. Yeah, we made y'all look like the worst FSU team of all time. And we are the worst FSU team of all time. And the last 3 years have been some of the worst FSU teams. That's just the fact. But in that 2014, 2013 team, y'all were undefeated going into that Florida State game. Bro, I'm telling you, it was. I'm 100% positive it was Tavares McFadden. I'm 100% positive it was Tavares McFadden. I'm sorry, no squad. It was Tavares McFadden. I could see if I can find that clip right now, or I would probably get copyrighted. But I'm almost 1,000%. 99.9999% that was Tavares McFadden that gave up that last TD that Miami won. Yeah, Stiber Gang, it was McFadden. Stiber Gang says it was McFadden. Serve 5 says it was McFadden. I'm almost 100% it was McFadden. The fans talk hella shit like they about that life, and they underline racist. Yeah. Justin Fields told y'all what the racism was over there in UGA, and people didn't want to believe him. Then all of a sudden, Jake Fromm, his tweets got leaked. And then I was like, oh, maybe Justin Fields wasn't lying. Not a surprise to me. I believe Justin Fields when he first said it. That Jake Fromm stuff was just confirmation. See that? No squad, they own you, man. I'm telling you. My memory pretty good, bro, when it comes to this Florida State stuff. McFadden all the way. McFadden gave up that last TD. It was McFadden all the way. Looking like a bum. After James Blackman actually made the game-winning pass, McFadden looking like a bum. But yeah, back to what Maiden Day was talking about, man. Yeah. Georgia's got some stuff going on there. But, you know, people will dismiss it because they can win a few football games. That's sports in general. Most of these fans racist. They don't give a damn about black players unless there's some truth to that. You know, I forget who said it. It was a white coach that said it, though. He said, we let them play for our football teams, but will we ever let them date our daughters? And a lot of people got quiet. Man, I forget who said that, but that's just the facts, bro. Could have sworn it was Westbrook. That crystal ball's got McClain on the Ole Miss. Yeah, that's Luke Altmaier, man. Luke Altmaier doing that, Kusami. They obviously, man, Luke Altmaier got to catch these hands. Luke Altmaier got to catch these hands. No, it wasn't Dabo. He was saying it in the sense of, like, he was saying it in the context of, it's okay, like, you guys, everybody's quick to root for the black players on your football team, but you would never let your black player date your daughter. He was saying it in that type of a context. He wasn't saying it in a way, you know, he was making a point, like, we root for him, but we won't let him date our daughters. That has to change, is the context that he was saying it. So I know it wasn't Dabo, because Dabo wouldn't say that. Dabo would. Anyway, yeah. I can't remember who the coach was, man. I don't know. I wish I could remember and quote him, but it was a coach that said that. I see it all the time with the YT and Cuban fans of the Hurricanes. A lot of them are hella racist against my people. Who said it? I can't remember who said it. Can't remember who said it. Do you think this was the time off of benefit? Does Fuller have a game? Fuller better have a damn game plan, Tyler. You've had a month to figure something out. You've had a month of rest, of practices. I mean, you got to Fuller come out here, give up 400 plus yards to Duke. He'll only be doing what I've been telling you, man. I watched that game. It was McFadden. I just watched the game 5 times. I watched the game one time, and I remembered it was McFadden off the rip. That was the OK State coach. Georgia never got to touch a crystal ball. Sure didn't, and they never get to touch one. Ole Miss got to be dropping bags. What the hell could McClain? Because he wants to play with Luke Altmaier, but I definitely think they're doing some shady stuff over there in Hottie Toddy land, which wouldn't be the first time. Got you. I got you, mate. All that time off, and still y'all defense going to look confused. Know what happens when they're supposed to be. Yeah, that will get me to come on here and rant. Like, but what else can I say about Fuller that I haven't already said? It was Todd Herman, Sniper Gang. It was the Texas coach. It was Todd Herman. And he wasn't saying it in the manner of a negative. He was saying it like, you guys are guys only want to cheer the players on when they play for your team, but you wouldn't let them date your daughter. You wouldn't hire them at the job. He was saying it like that, but it was Todd Herman. There you go, Sniper. If Duke goes out there and puts 400 plus yards, Mike Norvell better have made a decision. If Duke goes out there and puts up 500 yards, 400 plus, I'm with you. There's no reason Adam Fuller should make it out of that stadium with the job. Period. There's no way Adam Fuller should make it out of that stadium with the job. 45 people in here, man. We still going strong. We 2 hours into it. Hit the like button. We talked about all the recruiting targets today, transfer portal targets, Malik McClain decommits while I'm boosting him up. Literally, I'm boosting him up and he decommits. This has been a great show. Hit the like button. I said I wanted to get to 50. We're at 51, so we hit that. We hit our mark. We got 51 likes on this video. Oh, man. My remote just fell. Shout out to everybody in the chat. If you ain't hit that like button, man, hit that like button. And that's what he was saying. That's what Todd Herman was saying. He's like, they're good enough to entertain you and work for you in certain positions, but that's where it stops. You can't, and that's basically what he was saying. My score prediction for the game. If Jordan Travis plays the whole game healthy, I think FSU can put up 31 to 21. I'll go 31-21. Do you watch the show Undisputed with Skip and Shannon? Yeah, I like that show more than I like the other show with Stephen A. Smith. I like that show, Sniper. It was he made that comment during the George Floyd situation. Thank you, John. If y'all lose to Duke, I'm going to be the biggest troll on YouTube. That won't be a surprise. In that X's and O's video today, they asked the people in the comments to name a specific play where a good DC would have made a better decision than Fuller. You're making me want to go to that video because I can name a handful, more than a hand. I can name 2 handfuls and 2 monkey feet full of comments. I can do it, but I'm not going to entertain it. I ain't talking about Spencer Garcia this show. This is over in this show has been strictly football talk. Spence looked good for his first fight back after the injury, though. After the car crash, he dominated Danny. He dominated. Danny's eye was all swole up. Spence looked good. Spence looked good. Everybody talking about McFadden. He did dominate. Yeah. He Spence. People think Spence is just like some knockout artist, man. Spence is a damn good boxer. And I feel like if Spence wanted to put on the pressure in that fight, he probably could have ended it. I think the plan was to get Spence more work. Again, he hasn't fought in 14 months, had a really bad car accident by his own doing. But I think Errol Spence is the best welterweight in the world. The fact that he's not higher on the pound for pound is a joke. I think Bud is great. I think Spence will work Bud. I won't say work. I think that'd be a damn good fight. The question is who can kind of hurt who. I mean, Spence could fight at middleweight if he wanted to. I can't wait for that fight. But to me, Spence is the best welterweight. And honestly, I don't know how close it is. Bud would be the closest. I don't hate FSU. Trolling after a loss is good for ratings on YouTube. That's all. Who you got? Floyd or Logan Paul? Come on, man. Come on. I don't. The only chance a Logan Paul has is that I think he's. How tall is Logan Paul? He's like heavyweight size, 6'2" or 6'3", probably over 200 pounds. Floyd, 5'8", 140 pounds. Like, that's the only chance Logan Paul has, is to kind of use his weight. But come on. Spence is that guy. Spencer Canelo next year, I'd be down for it. I think Spence needs to clean out the welterweight division before he takes that Canelo fight, though. That's just my honest opinion. I think Spence needs to get undisputed at welterweight. He needs to fight Pacquiao, and he needs to fight Bud. If he clean out the welterweight division, then go for that big money against Canelo. I'm for it. I've never saw an athlete make as much easy millions of dollars like Floyd. I thought getting millions of dollars was supposed to be hard. I checked out the video, and they really tried to make it look like Fuller is a good coach by comparing the North Carolina game against the Notre Dame game and how the defense played on certain plays. I might check out that video, man. Y'all are telling me about this video, and y'all don't seem very happy with it. My dog said Logan and 5. The only thing Logan has is his size. But Logan's not gonna be able to catch Floyd. There's no way. Crawford would beat Spence, but that fight will probably never happen. I don't think Crawford would beat Spence. It'd be a damn good fight, though. Bud could barely handle Kell Brook jab before tapping out. Spence's jab, that's what swole up Danny's eye. Spence's jab is nasty. And the body. Spence loves working the body. Floyd would knock him out. Absolutely. They're saying Canelo is signing to Al Heyman as a partner deal like Manny did. I would love to see it. I still want Earl to get the rest of the welterweights out the way. Then go for the Canelo fight, which is going to do huge numbers, especially if they do it in Dallas. Oh, my God. Canelo, Earl Spence. I want to see Canelo fight your boy. Damn, I forget his name. At 168, Caleb Plant. I want to see Canelo fight Caleb Plant because I think Caleb Plant could give Canelo some problems. I want to see Canelo fight Caleb Plant. You and the Miami haters be doing a good job at hating FSU. Make FSU's fans want to kill y'all. Y'all really think Spence looked good in that fight? I thought Spence looked fine. Was that the best versions of Spence? No. So he didn't take any damage. He wasn't hurt in that fight. Took a couple good shots. His jab was lethal. His body shots were nasty. And he controlled, pushed the pressure, dominated the pace the entire fight. I thought Spence looked great in that fight against Danny Garcia. I think Charlo can give Canelo some problems too. But Canelo's fighting at 168. That's why I think Caleb Plant. I want to see him fight Caleb Plant. I think Caleb Plant to do some things to him. Caleb Plant is nice. Rose, most of them blocked me. I can't see his FSU Rose. Most of them blocked me. I can't see his comments. Garcia didn't even throw punches. But Garcia, if you watch Danny Garcia, that's always been his problems. Danny Garcia, he's a counter puncher. So if the perfect shot doesn't line up, Garcia doesn't throw punches. That's always been Danny Garcia's problem. To me, he's not surprised that that's what happened because that's Garcia. That's the way he fights. He's a counter puncher. 14-month layoff was Danny. Come on, bro. Yeah, I thought Spence did his thing, man. He didn't take a tune-up fight. He and yep, yes, sir. And Spence didn't miss a beat. He was the aggressor. Like I said, he pushed the pace, pushed the fight, the entire fight. Aggressor. He was walking Danny down the entire fight. So Earl did his thing. All those body shots make you gun shy. Not only that, but that's just how Danny Garcia fights. Danny Garcia is a counter puncher who doesn't really like to engage. He's not going to get in a brawl with you. Danny's the type where he'll take one to give two. The problem was Earl wasn't giving them those looks. Earl wasn't giving them those chances to counter punch him. Rose, T2Y say you blocked them, man. T2Y say you blocked him. Now he see your comments. All right, so y'all good. Everybody good. We're going on 2 hours and 30. Danny also throws those wide shots. I hate that about him. Yeah. Yep. By the way, Polk, thank you for serving our country. John Shields, you thank me every video, and I appreciate you, man. Thank you for thanking me. Shout out to John Shields. He thanks me every video. When your platform on YouTube get bigger, even bigger than War Chant, don't forget about us loyals. Hey, we'll see what happens. I'm not going anywhere, man. I remember everybody who's been with me from the jump. Guys like Tyler, Sniper, you're one of them. You got your Island Boy. Just off the top of my head, these guys that you guys were with me from the beginning, man. What's up with the? I haven't heard. So he's that one's quieted down. The wide receiver out of Dartmouth. I was looking for him on the transfer portal, couldn't find him. So I'm not sure what's really going on with him. Appreciate what you do, Polk, for real, man. I appreciate y'all for just supporting me and showing up. You know, me, I do this for fun. So I appreciate you guys for being here and chilling with me and talking football and boxing and all this stuff. I love it. Breaking news, Nate. But Nate is still asleep. Your news is wrong. That boy is still knocked out. Nate just woke up. T2Y always been a homie besides the FSU trolling. Yes, sir. Even the trolling, man. It don't bother me. I expect it. T2Y always been the homie, though. How long before you get monetized? Well, as of tonight, we started this video with 622 subscribers. I'm now at 625. So we're over halfway there. But I need about, what's 625 minus 1,000? I'm not good at math. I actually hate math. But that's how far we are from monetization. So 1,000 minus 625. I am 375 followers away from being monetized, man. So if you guys can make that happen, man, share these videos. If you got an FSU fan, if you got a college football fan out there and they're not subscribed, hey, show them my videos. If they like me, tell them to subscribe. I get it. I might not be everybody's cup of tea, you know. I don't really do the funny skits and stuff like that. I don't really do the trolling. I'd really just come on here and talk facts and talk sports. So maybe I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but if you guys know people out there, man, get my name out there. People that want to listen to football talk, basketball talk. We've been doing a lot of boxing lately. I'm actually very excited to see that I have a lot of boxing fans in my in the community. I love that. And it's getting to the point where I'm actually thinking about doing just separate boxing videos. I don't want to lose my fan base. I don't want to lose the core. This is FSU all day, every day. But I'm actually surprised at the amount of boxing guys I've got that like to come in here and talk boxing. So, you know, just put the name out there, bro. We 300 some 375 away. We're almost there. And shout out to y'all, because y'all are the reasons why I'm here. Y'all are the reasons, y'all sharing the videos, y'all giving the likes. The T2Y helping me out. He's helped me out a lot. Y'all are the reason why I'm here. Hamza going to the Senior Bowl. Oh, that sucks. That means he's not coming back. What happens when you get monetized? I can start doing the super chat and stuff like that. That's pretty much, you know, I can do super chats. I'm pretty sure there's some other things that come with it that I don't know, but that's what starts it. Floyd, I got you, Nate. Yeah, that's pretty much what that is. But Floyd's not even fighting. Floyd's fighting the brother. He's not fighting the guy that knocked Nate out. Have you thought about doing a no game day podcast? Not until just now. That's something y'all be interested in. When you say game day, you mean like, because I already do My instant reactions right after the game. Do you mean like before the game or during the game? Boxing after dark. I'm honestly, I've been debating on if I want to do a boxing, like separate boxing videos, because I got a lot of boxing fans here, and I'm definitely excited to see that I have a lot of boxing fans. Y'all know Floyd fighting the other brother, right? Yeah, that's what I just said. Floyd's fighting the brother. He's not even fighting the dude that knocked out Nate. Network on Facebook and Reddits. Yes, sir. You've gotten me more interested in boxing. I'd watch the videos. You would probably bring way more subscribers. There's a ton of boxing channels out there, though. You know? Whereas I'm one of the few FSU channels I feel like that's really doing it. Good night, John. Thank you for tuning in, man. You have a good night. I feel like I'm like one of the few FSU channels that's really, really doing it. And that's not me trying to take away from anybody else. As you know me, I always take the high road. It's not me trying to take away from anybody. But I think if you compare me to these other FSU YouTubers, I don't really think, and I'm not trying to have a big ego or anything, I don't really think anybody's really doing what I do. But I'm definitely looking into this boxing thing. But there's a ton of boxing channels out there. There's a few boxing channels that I follow. That's how I know all the boxing channels that's out there. That's a really tough genre to get into. You know what I mean? That's going to be a tough genre to get into. But we at 2:30, man. John Shields is calling tonight. I know it's getting late over there. Tyler says, I mean, some of these big sites like No Game Day has a podcast, and you would be easier to get on that over like War Chant. Oh, have I tried to like get on one of their podcasts? I've tried to do things to grow my own channel, not really try to, ride anyone else's wave. Not saying I would ever be against getting on a No Game Day, and I think that type of stuff would come with the growth anyway. I've been in contact with Freddie Stevens. He's gotten quiet on me. I was trying to get Freddie Stevenson on the channel. He was telling me, and then he gone quiet on me. I'm pretty sure he's a very busy dude. That's still something I'm working on. And I've been reaching out to other guys like Antonio Cromartie on Twitter. I've been I want to get some Seminole guys on here, see if I can interview them. So I've been trying to do that. I've been shooting my shot. Most of the time I don't get a response. Freddie Stevenson was nice enough to respond. We just got to get a time where he's available. So I'm not giving up on none of that. And any crossovers and cameos I potentially can do is going to be dope. But that's all a possibility, man. It's all a possibility. You should do big fights, live reactions. I might give that a shot. I don't follow the fanboy boxing channels. I try not to either. But that's very hard. Boxing's full of fanboys. Where they have a fighter that they love, and boxing's hard. Boxing's hard. It's hard to find a boxing channel that's like down the line, right? Not trying to be personal, but how is it being in the military? It's not that bad, man. It's not that bad. It's got its like any job, it's got its ups and its down days. And yeah, Ray, I talked about it. Malik McClain decommitted in the middle of this live stream. But hey, thanks everybody who tuned in tonight. I appreciate everybody who came in here. This was an awesome show tonight. I feel like we had an awesome show. Everything from Malik McClain decommitting in the middle of it to going back and forth with the Miami fans, and great show tonight. If you didn't hit that like button on your way in, please hit that like button on your way out. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm gonna do the sometime tomorrow. Expect a video. We're gonna break down Patrick Payton, newest commit, outside linebacker / DN. We're gonna break down his film, so be expecting that coming tomorrow. So yeah, we got a lot of good things, coming up on the show. Hey, hit that like button again, comment, subscribe, share. This is 863 Seminole TV. I'm your host, POLK. And as always, you stay classy, Seminole fans. You can tell I'm getting tired. Stay classy, Seminole fans. Stay crabby, you Hurricane fans. And stay delusional, you Clemson fans. You guys are starting to reach in that delusional territory. Expect more stuff this week. I got some things I want to get this week. Maybe a couple of more live streams this week. But shout out to everybody, man. Thanks y'all for tuning in. And we at you. Y'all have a good night.